Moving on, I was thinking about some sort of player transfers, exits as well that may be happening. Big talk this week. There's been a number of big players, big attackers linked to Arsenal. We've seen Alexander Isak labelled as the number one striker choice. There's been talk about Zubimendi coming in. One of the names I've also seen is that Arsenal may look to pursue Leroy Sane, of course, current Bayern player, ex-Manchester City. Would this be, in your opinion, Lawless, a good January signing for Arsenal? Would it make them scarier? Would it make them better? Would it make them more dangerous? Or is this a player they should now... Is this a player who's had his day at the elite end of the spectrum?
I mean, he's a quality player, and for the right price, yeah, it's a good addition. But is it the guy that's going to get them over the line, right? And if it's not the signing that's going to get him over the line, is it a signing worth making? Is it a signing that next season, is there that they can build off of? So. Yeah, and I'm not too sure. It just seems like one of the typical sort of recent Arsenal signings that we've seen. Like they'll go and get just them names. Let's go and get Sterling, like for the sake of getting Sterling. So, yeah, I think having a player of that caliber is never going to hurt, but I can't see it being the thing that's gonna change it. I'd be interested to see how they utilize him and where they play him and how he fits into the team, or if he's going to be a squad player or they're going to expect him to start. That's the question mark I'll have. How are they using him?
So let's talk about it like this. First of all, Sonny's on a free next summer. Now it's a matter of you're free to negotiate with him in January, but do you bring him in January because you're trying to win the league right now and show ambition? Or do you wait until next summer to get him for free? Now, that's where the fan base is going to divide again. Because some people are going to say, well, in a business sense, it makes sense to get him in the summer because it's for free. And some people are going to say, no, we need to win now. Be serious. Show us that you're serious about this and go get him now. And I hear both sides. I actually think they should get him in January because I think I'd rather spend... I think you could get him for like a 30 million in the summer just to try and win the league right now. Like I can 100% see that happening. It reminds me of that one season where Sanchez's contract was expiring and he went to United. What's that?
I was going to say, where do you think they'll play him? Like, do you think they're going to play? They're not going to play
on
him
the left. It's so easy on the left. Where else is he going to play?
Well, he's more of a right winger, though.
He can play on both sides. I think under Pep, he played a lot on the left.
Play him on the left.
And by the way, he wasn't a City reject because I saw a few people say that they didn't want to sell him. He wanted to leave because he was getting the big move from Bayern, obviously. And he's German and he's playing for the biggest club in his country. So why wouldn't he go? So he's not a reject at all. It's not like City wanted to get rid of him at that time.
Well, a lot of people are saying he's injury prone. I haven't seen his injury.
He's record. A bit injury prone, yeah. But like he's still 28. So he's young. We've seen him in the Premier League before. Do I think he's going to have the same intensity that he had when he was a lot younger and less injury prone? Probably not. It'd probably not be as experienced. He's a winner. That's good. The word winner, by the way, I'm telling you right now, the word winner, that's going to make a lot of people happy. Because a lot of people always say, get me a proven winner. Get me a proven winner. I think sometimes it's bullshit because you could be a bad player on a winning team. But a lot of people who say, get me a proven winner, there you go. He's a proven winner.
But you know what you need? You need a manager that's a proven winner.
10 trophies and 5 league titles. So 15 trophies in total in his career.
Exactly. And I think he fixes the left-hand side. I understand. Listen, I've been saying this since the summer, and I'll say it again. I understand the people that are saying that they need a striker. I was also always on that camp that they need a left winger. I don't think Martinelli is that good. I don't think they have good options on the left wing. Even Trossard, I don't think Trossard is a. I don't think of Trossard as a starting attacker for a Premier League winning team. I rate him a lot. I just rate him off the bench. I don't think he has the intensity to play for 90 minutes. I don't think he looks good at this Arsenal team right now anyways. So who else do you have there? I understand they want a striker. Ideally, you would go get Sane and Isak, but it won't happen. Let's just be honest. It won't happen. And Isak is probably too expensive to happen in January anywa's. If you could get Sane, you 100% go and get him. He will add goals. He will create from that left-hand side. He will give you that. There's a huge loss in the technical aspect for some of these players from Arsenal this summer. Excuse me, because they sold a lot of technical players and they sign some players that I don't really rate that high. Like I don't rate Marino that high. I think Sterling has proven that he's washed. Their technical floor dropped in the last couple transfer windows. And when you go get Sane, you add that element. He can get you a goal. He can get you an assist. He can create. He can do a lot of things. He can play on the counter. He's played in the Premier League before. If they go and get him, I think that's a good signing. I know it's going to piss off maybe some people, but I think it's a good signing.
But is it the signing? Is it the signing that's going to?
So what is the signing? So what can you compare it to, Lawless? I think it's very important sometimes to make comparisons. So when people talk about something not being the best thing, maybe it's not the best thing, but is it the best thing possible? Are you going to go get a Lamine Yamal as an example in the January? Probably not. Are you going to go and get Nico Williams? Probably not. From what's available,
if it's not going to get them,
doable,
but the thing is, Staffy, if they look at it, depends where they are, right? When we get to January, if they're a considerable amount of points off of the top, right, then they might as well just wait until he's available on a free. Like if it's close and you think that signing can help,
I hear what you're saying, but like let's just be honest. How much is also going to drop off in the next 60 days? Because actually not even, because today is November 15th. So in the next 45 days, month and a half, how much are they going to drop off from the title race? I don't think they'll win it, but I got to put my opinion aside. I'm just talking about it right now. If I'm someone who thinks Arsenal can win the league,
they've got to
go in January and go and get Sane.
Yeah, they've got to weigh it up because obviously the reports are that Isak's the number one striker target, and if he is, you're going to probably it's going to be 100 million in the summer, maybe 120, 130 if you want him in January. You always pay a premium. Equally, you can get Sane for free in the summer. But if you want him in the January, you might end up paying 20 or 30 million for him because of the privilege of getting him early, right? You've got to weigh that up. Do you pay 20, 30 million pounds for a player that's free in the summer now, which means you're not going to be able to get Isak in January either? Like you can't get both because you're going to have to pay above the odds for both of them. And that's when you start to get into all the realms of overspending by 60 or 70 million. And it's still no guarantees you win the league, right? Even though it probably puts you a little bit closer. Which of the two would you overpay for? If you had the choice, Staffy, in January, would you overpay for Isak or would you overpay for Sane? Both excellent players, both improve you, but which of the two do you think would be more necessary in January?
Isak, because Isak, there's a long-term plan with him, and he's a premium player. I think he's one of the best strikers in his position as of right now. He's one of the best in the world in that position. Whereas Sane, I do rate him still, but I would like. Isak is probably the second best striker in the league. But Sane wouldn't be the second best winger in the league.
Yeah.
So I would go for Isak. You're getting something premium with Isak. Like at this point, because you're talking about opportunity cost. The opportunity cost of getting Sane versus the opportunity cost of getting Isak. The upside of eventually getting Isak is much higher than the upside of getting Sane. So 100% I would go with Isak. Just because you're not going to run into a lot of Isaks in the next couple of transfer windows.
Yeah, he's going to be a difference maker. Some people talking about Kudus in the chat. You ain't getting no Kudus in January. And again, I've said this to Arsenal fans. It don't make sense for Arsenal to go for Kudus because he's not effective on the left wing. You're going to take someone who is primarily a 10, secondarily a right winger, and you're going to play him on the left. Why? Just for the sake of having Kudus. I just want Kudus because I want him, not because... we need. So, is he going to play over Odegaard? Is he going to play over Saka? If the answer is no, then you're wasting your money. And if you went for him in January, you're paying more than the 85 million release clause that is available in the summer. So, Arsenal fans, stop wanking over Kudus just because it's Kudus and actually think about position.
Where does he even fit in this team?
Yeah,
like not going to play down the right. They don't play with a 10 anyways because Odegaard is an 8. So, where does he even play?
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. So if he's not going to play, it makes no sense to get him as a backup to Odegaard and Saka if you think he's not better than them two players. It makes no sense to do that. Because why? He's not going to want to do that. And that much money as well on a backup.
Kudus he'd go to Arsenal. He'd go to Arsenal though, surely.
What, as a bench player?
Yeah, but I think what you're doing there, and I get it because you don't want to lose him, but can I also be honest with you? And I mean this with all due respect. He is. I think there's a limit to how long you guys can keep him.
It's not about keeping because I think Liverpool makes more sense. That's what I'm just going to say. I think someone.
I know you just don't want him to go to Arsenal, but the point I'm making is.
What have I said that's wrong? then.
No, it's how you're saying it, I suppose. I think you just don't want him to go to Arsenal. And the word bench player, what Arsenal need out of someone like a Kudus is maybe he does start off week 1 on the bench, but he is the quality where he could oust anyone in their front line. He has, and I said this when they were linked to him before he joined you, he has the ability to make Saka stay on the bench. And some gooners won't like hearing that, but it's the truth. Just because he goes somewhere as the backup to begin with doesn't mean he'll always be the backup. He has the ability to become a first team player at the football club. And I think that's an attraction to him. And again, I would probably, I know he's free, Leroy Sane, but he is 28. He's had the injury problems. Depends how much budget Arsenal have. I'd go, if I could, again, magic one time, if I was an Arsenal fan, Isak, Mohammed Kudus in the summer. But the problem is, could you get Kudus in January? Could you tempt West Ham with 70 or 80? Why not? You guys are a selling club.
Did you say 70 or 80 million?
Yeah, you lot are a selling club.
Well, everyone's a selling club. Everyone's a selling club.
West Ham, you're a proper selling club.
Well, are we? Because it took a lot. Look at, everyone said we was going to sell Declan Rice. Look how long it took for us to actually sell him. 105 million.
But you sold him.
Yeah, eventually. But that's what I'm saying. Every club for the right price. But with us, yeah, you think we're gonna take him for less than the release clause in January? No. If they want him,
what is the release clause? What is the release clause?
85 million in the summer. Okay. So if his release clause is 85 million in the summer, if you want him January, then you're paying.
So like 90 million. 90 million.
No, that makes no sense, does it? Oh, just five for 5 million. For 5 million, I'd keep him to the end of the season.
But it's more money than you'll get. Yeah, but it's more money than you'll get in the summer.
No, but the value of us having him for the rest of the season, right, and the positions that we could finish, 5 million is not worth it. But again,
but that might be how you look at it, Lawless. I don't think the owners are gonna look at and say.
Kudus might be looking at it that way either. Kudus might be looking at it again because I mean, it looks like he got himself sent off so he doesn't have to play. That's what it looks like. I'll get me out of this.
We're
team.
talking about the.